Welcome to part 2 of relationships. So how does separation therapy work? It works with lots of stuff that's connected to amygdala, to fear, to anxiety. And let's put it into action right now. What we do is we separate the fear, the theory, to the reality, because usually when we have a fear, our amygdala, our subconscious, tells us that's the way it is. So we give it respect as a reality versus a feeling. And what this therapy does, it separates the feeling from the reality. So let's get straight to it. So let's practice this before we are criticized. So you sit down with yourself and you go, okay, so what am I going to feel if I'll be criticized? And you write down all the feelings you're going to feel. And that will be based on what you felt like when you were a child. And then you validate all those feelings. I'm going through very briefly. I have it in writing in a few pages. And you validate it, and you say that feeling is correct, that fear is correct. Then you go to the left side of the page or the right side of the page, either one is fine. And the heading is, what's the reality? The reality is my relationship will be better. The reality is if I take responsibility, be better. The reality, it doesn't matter if my friend or my spouse made mistakes. If I take responsibility for my mistakes, the relationship will become better. I will be happier. So it's not only for the other person to be human, to be kind. It will help me. It will benefit me. Then you go back to feelings. And you go, I totally understand that you don't get this. I understand that you still feel the fear. I understand that your body is going to react. And that's okay that you feel that way. You can feel fear. Our bodies are meant to feel lots of feelings, and we can handle it. We can handle certain levels of cold. We can handle certain levels of heat. It's a discomfort. But feelings. If you are going to rise to the challenge of taking responsibility and saying sorry, you will realize all these years you had fear of something that actually did not exist. Yes, that fear was true when you were a child, but not today in this relationship. Test it. Your spouse, your friend comes to you, be prepared. And you could tell them that you're working on it. And you could tell them that your reaction might take a while because you're going to have to sort out the feelings, put it aside, work, and then focus on the action. It's way better to tell the person you're living with or your friend that you're going to be doing this and how the exercise is going to work. Even better is to ask them to actually criticize you about something, to tell you what is it that bothers them about you. Ask them to do something small. Don't test the high levels yet. And then when they do, you're going to feel your body might even sweat. You're going to feel panicky. You're going to feel nervous, and that means things are good. Talk to your feelings for a moment. Look at your friend, look at your spouse, look at your child. Ask them all the important questions of how they felt, what bothered them, what could you have said differently, how would they want you to say things differently in a way that they could accept it. And then maybe for the first time in your life, look them straight into the eyes and say, sorry. Try to be, let's take away the word try. I will. Let's do some commitment over here. I will not do it, or I will put effort not to do it. And you will see that fear that lasted for 5, 10, 50 years will dissolve. Because you will see a change within the relationship instantly, not 100%, because doesn't happen automatically that there's trust. And each and every time you put this reality to test where you actually say sorry, you take responsibility, you validate the person's feelings, you will notice that person get closer and closer to you, and after a while, the amygdala, that original program that was programmed when you were 3 years old, when you were 5, when you were 7, that program will go, whoa, that was Windows 10. That's a total new program. Wow, this is awesome. I actually like it. I know, because I was both sides of the fence. It's a very awesome feeling to be able to tell people I make at least 25 mistakes. Thank you for telling me that I made this mistake. I am sorry. And we still need to have a discussion of what happens when you make the same mistake again and again, and you actually learn to say sorry, but then the one that you said sorry to says, you know, you have made this mistake already in the last 3 months, like 15 times. So sorry, I don't know, sorry really doesn't mean anything because you still do it. Sorry, well, it's better than just attacking me, but you're going to do it again in a week. And that's a very good complaint. How do you deal with that? Tune in for part 3 within relationships. Have a wonderful and delightful day. And always remember, you are way greater than you think you are.